There we go, guys. Spinnerbait fish. That's what we were looking for. Nice solid fish, guys. Alright, guys. Nice little spinnerbait fish, the War Eagle, 1/2 ounce. Colorado glaze. Actually willow leaf, I'm sorry. Gold and silver. About a 2-pound bass there. Fishing in this cold water. This place still has some grass left to it, so a lot of grass, a lot of vegetation. Just let this guy go. What I'm doing, guys, right here is I noticed we got a little bit of wind today and a little bit warmer than average, but the water is still cold. Just like in my previous video, fishing lures and stuff that would trick these bass to feed. So last video I was using a square bill, so they're feeding on bluegills and crappie, anything that's looking like the forest. So square bills, that'll work. This particular location here, they have lots of bait fish around about the same size as these blades on this spinnerbait. I'll put a link in the description below to the actual video when I came out here before last year around this time, actually last winter, and caught some decent fish on the same exact lure, just a different color. So targeting areas, I'm actually kind of reeling this spinnerbait high in the water column so it won't get too much grass up on it. And it's working, guys. Every now and then if I feel some grass, just kind of pop it a little bit. And that fish actually, he pretty much hooked himself. I didn't have accessibility to really give a good hook set, given the fact that, look where I'm at. There's a tree here to my left. I usually set to my left, so I'm right-handed, but I had to pull into it to my right. So with the leverage, with the right rod and reel and line, and the pressure, that fish fighting against me and me pulling against it rather hard with it, actually in the wrong direction, it worked and paid them pretty good. Spinnerbait bass fishing, guys. Get some giant fish in the fall, spring, and summer. Actually winter too, just depending on the days. Try to work this spinnerbait kind of parallel to this bank here. So I got that first fish over here. I came a little bit closer to see if I can get another bite. And I can actually see the grass down there. I'm bringing this spinnerbait right above the top of that grass, kind of tickling the top of it with this spinnerbait. That little 2-pounder, he actually gave me a fight. He fought pretty hard for his size. Healthy fish too. Going a little bit deeper this time, out into deeper water. Kind of where the drop off will be, and just fish a little bit deeper. Let's see if we can get one out there. Not seeing any movement up shallow other than that one fish I just got. Just cast in the right spot at the right time. And he wanted it. I'm gonna slow down my retrieve. A little bit slower, as you can tell. Kind of pop it up every now and then, or to the side. A lot of times you can create some big bites. Nothing out there. Let's go a little bit deeper. All right, we're gonna come over here in this little pocket here. Got a little bit of wind blowing into it. I don't know if you guys can see right over here. A little bit of current, a little bit of wind blowing in. It's getting late in the evening, so may or may not work, but it's always worth a try. Let's see if we can catch a few or anything that might be down in there. I can actually see the water's fairly clear, but I can see the grass. There's a distinct drop over here. Cast over there. What I'm doing here is, guys, just kind of fan casting. See if I can find a general area where these bass might be hanging at. Because we all know in the fall time, they're actually not really hanging in certain spots. They're kind of roaming. Ooh, that was a bite. Just got bit. They're just kind of roaming around, zoning, so to speak. I don't know if you guys know what that is. They're zoning around, not really feeding. But every now and then, you might be able to persuade or to get one to bite. And I just feel like this location right here, they're not really feeding. I don't see any bait moving around. I don't see anything busting up on the shorelines, anything. But I know for sure there's tons of bait in here. And using a spinnerbait and a spook type bait is money out here a lot of times. Right now, they're just not feeding. Why? Because it's still early fall. They're in that zone stage. Give it another couple weeks or so, then they might turn up a little bit and start really feeding heavy on that bait fish that's just roaming around in here. Why? Because they know it's going to get really cold and the window of opportunity to feed is going to get smaller and smaller. They get really, really lethargic once that water gets really cold. Right now, that bass I caught is really, really cold for right now this time of year. But here in North Carolina, we've been getting a lot of cold mornings. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be waking up to 25 degrees. That's just disgusting in my opinion. I don't like when it gets that cold, but makes for a better angle when you can just come out and fight against the cold weather and Mother Nature and just fish. Let's talk a little bit about what I'm using here. I'm using a 7'3" medium heavy action fast tip rod. I have a Shimano SLX. It's a high gear. I believe this is it's a 8-2-1. Normally wouldn't use a high gear, but the bass are still moving around right now and they're not sitting down in the bottom. So using a high gear, you can kind of burn it in like so, or you can just slow roll it. No matter how slow you reel in this War Eagle half-ounce spinnerbait, those blades are gonna keep on moving. A lot of times you can get some big bites just slow rolling it. The blades are gonna do the job. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Tip Tuesday video of me just kind of going over the basic skills about how to fish a spinnerbait in the fall for fall bass. It could be zoning or just feeding. Right now, these bass here in North Carolina are not really feeding heavily, not in certain areas, but big lakes and stuff, they could be. Here, using a half-ounce War Eagle spinnerbait. There you go. White chartreuse, gold and silver willow leaf. It's just my go-to. I don't really like the Colorados really much. It's just too big and bulky. But with the willow leaf, you can retrieve it any way you want to. You can burn it. Get out of my face. You can burn it, excuse me, and just fish it the way you want. Pick and use your locations. Shallow. I was actually reeling it up pretty high in the water column to avoid from getting grass, and that fish was sitting right up on that little shallow flat, right above the drop off, right where it should have been for this time of year. So as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.